I want to talk a little bit about who we in VA need to be, who we are going to be into the future, and who we are now. What VA is really about is enabling America's veterans and their families to make their greatest contributions to our country and their communities after they leave their service. It's really the truth that most of our veterans contribute most to our country, to our economy, and everything else after they leave military service. I think it's important to relay real examples of how VA has enabled and continues to enable America's veterans and their families. Every day when I walk into my office, there are pictures behind my desk. The one I have right here is of two little girls. They're both pointing to something called the Mississippi Persian Gulf War Memorial. But the important thing is that each of their fathers died, one in Iraq and one in Afghanistan. If you look at the little girl who is at the bottom pointing, her father, Matthew Ingram, actually grew up where I did and went to basically the same high school that I did in the same county. The point I want to make is that because of what the VA is doing, this little girl, Jessica Ingram, and her mother will live a life and be taken care of in a way that they would not have been, and be able to live a life that they wouldn't if the VA was not there. No, we can't bring back Matthew Ingram. I wish we could, but we can't. And it won't be much longer until Jessica will be going to college and using VA benefits to make a life for herself, and so she can contribute to our nation and carry on the legacy of her father, who served so very well. Another picture that is behind my desk every morning when I walk in is of myself and of two of my chief petty officers who served with me. Unfortunately, neither one of them are with us in this life now. If you look here, that's Chief Rick Tate. He was my command chief. I'm successful today because of who he was and how he supported me. But unfortunately, he got ready to retire from military service, and he was just about to go home and live the life that he should have with his family in retirement. But because his military service was over, he thought his life was over, and he took his life. Through the leadership of Dr. David Shulkin and others within VA, and with the support and the commitment of our president, President Trump, recently there was an executive order that was signed that enables the VA to give mental health care to all of our service members whenever they are leaving the military service in that first year. If this had been available years ago when Rick Tate left active duty, he might still be here with us today. And he might be living the life that was really meant for him, because really his story wasn't over. And if we can make sure that other veterans, through enabling them to realize that, we will make a big difference in the VA, and we're doing that right now. Finally, it doesn't matter if a veteran spent 2 years in the military or if they spent 27 years like I did or longer. Really, our veterans make the biggest difference in America and in their communities after they leave military service. That's what we as VA really need to be. And that's who we're going to be and continue to be as we enable our veterans and their families to make America the country that it always has been, and even better for the future. Because when you enable veterans, you enable America. And that's really what the VA is all about.